So in the end, he obviously didn't himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
The Epstein files reveal Ashton Kutcher allegedly tapped into Ghislaine Maxwell's network to scout out a promising not-of-age girl.
My day job is as the chairman and the co-founder of Thorn. We build software to fight human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children.
Ricky Gervais just did the unthinkable. He walked onto that stage, looked Hollywood dead in the eye, and started naming names. And the name he dropped first sent shockwaves through the entire industry. Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, and Jeffrey Epstein. According to Ricky, these two didn't just know what was happening behind closed doors. They allegedly helped make it happen. Think about that for a second. The same couple who built their entire public image around protecting children, the same couple who showed up at every award show preaching morality, they are now being accused of being part of the very network they claim to fight. And here's what's wild. Every single time one of their close friends got exposed, Danny Masterson, Diddy, and now Epstein, Ashton and Mila somehow never knew a thing. Never saw the signs. Never heard the rumors. Always conveniently in the dark. Coincidence? Ricky Gervais doesn't think so. And after what you're about to hear next, neither will you. So the real question is, what did Ashton and Mila actually know? And how deep does this rabbit hole really go?
Uh-oh, Ashton Kutcher. Looks like the Epstein files have called you to the front of the room. This is explosive. Now, it's no secret that Ashton Kutcher has a checker past when it comes to women, especially young women. But recently, the Epstein files have revealed that Ashton Kutcher has had numerous emails back and forth with Ghislaine.
The Epstein files were never supposed to see daylight, but they did. And buried inside those documents are emails, names, and connections that have completely shattered Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis's carefully crafted public image. This is a couple who built an empire on the idea of being children's protectors. Charities, speeches, congressional testimonies, the whole package. But the emails tell a very different story. They suggest Kutcher's team was actively coordinating with Ghislaine Maxwell. Yes, that Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's right hand, the woman now serving 20 years in prison for trafficking minors. And according to Ricky Gervais, this wasn't a one-time mistake. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was allegedly just one chapter in a long, disturbing pattern stretching back over 2 decades. To understand how dark this story really gets, we have to rewind to 1998. That's when a 19-year-old Ashton Kutcher and a 14-year-old Mila Kunis were cast as Michael Kelso and Jackie Burkhardt on that 70s show. 8 seasons. Massive Fox hit. Their on-screen chemistry made them America's sweethearts. But what was happening off-screen is something no one talked about for years. In a 2001 People magazine interview, Mila, still a teenager, admitted she had a massive crush on Ashton. She said, and I quote, "Oh, he's so cute. It's the Calvin Klein model." Then I was like, I have to kiss him. I was so nervous and uncomfortable. I had the biggest crush on him. Ashton's response? He said he was nervous too. He said, here's this little girl, and I have to kiss her. It was nerve-wracking. A little girl. Those are his exact words. Mila was 14. Ashton was 19. And it gets worse. Way worse. In a 2002 Rosie O'Donnell interview, the truth came out. Danny Masterson, the same Danny Masterson, now sitting in prison for our *****, had reportedly bet Ashton $20 to French kiss 14-year-old Mila on set. And Ashton did it. A grown man took a bet to French kiss a 14-year-old child for $20. And the whole cast laughed about it on national television.
That was my first kiss. Why don't you tell them what bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. It was like the second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell you what happened.
No, okay, I've never kissed a guy. So I was so. I mean, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh, don't worry." So I was like, okay. Then Danny goes and goes, "Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her." What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some?
What? No.
Now here's where the story stops being uncomfortable and starts being criminal. According to Ricky Gervais and the leaked Epstein files, around the exact same time period, there were emails being exchanged through Kutcher's personal assistant, Emails that allegedly arranged meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell while Ashton was filming his MTV show Punk'd. Read that again. While America was laughing at celebrities getting pranked on TV, Kutcher's team was allegedly setting up coordinated visits with Epstein's chief recruiter. And the details inside those emails are chilling. They describe an underage girl and her father being invited to the set of Punk'd under the cover story that they were helping her become an actress. The emails included specific meeting points, contact numbers, most of which are now redacted in the release files. A woman named Ellie Halsman, who had previously worked for Miramax. Yes, Harvey Weinstein's Miramax, and then jumped over to Kutcher's production company, was assigned to personally greet this underage girl, give her a tour, introduce her to Ashton, and possibly share a meal with her. This level of orchestration doesn't happen by accident. This is a system. And according to one Epstein survivor who has come forward, Kutcher wasn't just aware of this network. He was allegedly luring victims into it. But the most disturbing accusation? The survivor claims Kutcher is connected to a string of unexplained, high-profile deaths. People who allegedly knew too much. The same 2000s Hollywood scene. The same elite circles. The same silence afterward. Now think about this. Ashton Kutcher was once called Hollywood's golden boy. Mila was his queen. They were the perfect couple. Untouchable. That image cracked the moment they publicly defended that 70s show castmate Danny Masterson after his allegations dropped in 2017. The LAPD launched a full investigation. Netflix fired him. The evidence piled up. And what did Ashton do? He fought to keep Masterson on the show. And in 2023, when Masterson was being sentenced, Ashton sat down and personally wrote a glowing character letter to the judge. Mila wrote one too. The public exploded. Survivors were re-traumatized. And only after the backlash got too loud to ignore did Ashton and Mila release a forced, hollow apology, claiming they support victims. We are
aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
But here's the thing the apology can't hide. According to that same Epstein survivor, Kutcher's connections to Masterson and Diddy are just the surface, just the entry point. The deeper you dig, the darker it gets. For over a decade, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have been the celebrity faces of anti-child exploitation charity work. They've testified before Congress. They've spoken at the United Nations. They've branded themselves as Hollywood's moral compass. But these new revelations reveal something deeply unsettling, a stark, terrifying contrast between what they preach in public and what allegedly happens behind the scenes. A charity that's supposed to protect children, possibly being weaponized to access them. Critics are now openly suggesting that these charities might not be what they appear to be. They might be fronts, tools, shields. Let's talk about Thorn. In 2010, Ashton Kutcher and his then-wife Demi Moore founded a charity called Thorn, claiming its mission was to fight child exploitation online. Sounds noble, right? But look closer. In 2014, Thorn launched a tool called Spotlight, software that scans massive amounts of online data to assist law enforcement. Sounds great on the surface, but privacy experts and digital rights organizations have tore it apart. They say Spotlight invades privacy at a mass scale, is far less effective than claimed, and may actually do more harm than good. The European Data Protection Supervisor publicly accused Thorn of misleading the public about its role. And then comes the money trail. Thorn's financial documents show tens of millions in revenue, millions spent on lobbying, especially in Europe. And a portion of that money? It flows straight back into Ashton Kutcher's own venture capital fund, Sound Ventures, which he co-owns with billionaire Ron Burkle. And guess who Ron Burkle is connected to? He appeared on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs. He has documented ties to Harvey Weinstein and to Diddy, the same names, over and over again. Thorne has also lobbied governments to force online platforms, including encrypted services like WhatsApp and Signal, to install mass scanning software. Critics call it surveillance disguised as protection. And it gets worse. Kutcher's other tech investments include the disastrous WeWork collapse, which he heavily promoted before its public meltdown. In 2023, the SEC fined Ashton and Mila $1 million for running an unregistered crypto offering tied to their bizarre NFT project, Stoner Cats. And after every single scandal, what do? PR. Massive, expensive, calculated PR. According to Ricky Gervais, they've staged paparazzi shots, lined up sympathetic interviews, and, most disturbingly, they've completely reversed their long-standing rule of keeping their children out of the spotlight. Suddenly, their kids are everywhere. Why? Because nothing rebuilds a damaged public image faster than wholesome family photos. Ashton strikes me as exactly the kind of man who would start a charity for the very crime he's hiding. So when the accusations come, and they always come, he can play innocent. Who, me? Couldn't be. As a CSA survivor myself, the moment I found out Kutcher had written that letter defending Masterson, I knew that charity work, it wasn't protection. It was access, a mask, a shield. Ashton and Mila keep testing the social waters every few months, hoping the storm has passed. But the reception is getting colder each time. I can't control the weather, Jackie. And remember, they told us Epstein got rich because he was a smart investor. That was the lie. This is the truth.
And the reason I'm doing this is not because I think in the crease is good, but because Josh told me Mila would sit on my lap if I
Hillary Duff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18.
The pattern doesn't stop with Epstein. Ashton Kutcher has been linked to parties hosted by P. Diddy, yet another disgraced figure now facing federal charges for trafficking, racketeering, and abuse. And then there's Ron Burkle, co-founder of Kutcher's venture capital firm, named on Epstein's flight logs and tied to nearly every powerful predator that's been exposed in the last decade. The web is real. The connections are documented, and Kutcher sits right in the middle of it. But here's what should terrify you. Kutcher's situation is not unique. This same playbook has been used by celebrity after celebrity. Diddy made high-profile visits to orphanages in Kazakhstan until a child publicly claimed Diddy tried to buy him. The same pattern, different name, different country, same outcome. Celebrities create charities. Celebrities get praised. Celebrities access vulnerable people. Celebrities walk away clean. And the public falls for it every single time. Behind the polished mission statements and tear-jerking Instagram posts, these organizations often operate in ways that have nothing to do with their stated purpose. And yet, where is the media? Why is every major outlet bending over backwards to investigate P. Diddy, but refusing to touch Ashton Kutcher's name with a 10-foot pole? Why are the same journalists who broke Weinstein going completely silent on this? The lack of direct, courtroom-ready proof complicates the story, but it doesn't erase what's in those emails. It doesn't erase the connections. It doesn't erase the pattern. The fall of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis isn't a single moment. It's a slow collapse. Their defense of Danny Masterson, the shady operations of Thorne, the SEC fines, the Epstein emails, the Maxwell coordination. Piece by piece, the mask is slipping. Their story is now a warning, a cautionary tale about celebrity philanthropy, about the lies behind the smiles, and about how power protects itself in Hollywood. So I want you to think, really think about these questions. Did Ashton and Mila know more than they're admitting? Was Thorne ever a real charity, or was it always a public relations weapon? Why is the mainstream media too scared to investigate? And the biggest question of all, how many other celebrities are using charity work as a shield right now? How many are hiding in plain sight? How many will be exposed next? Danny Masterson is in prison. Diddy is facing federal trial. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. But the system that built them, protected them, and enabled them, that system is still alive. The same network, the same silence, the same protection. So tell me down in the comments, do you believe Ashton and Mila are innocent? Or do you believe they knew everything? Was Thorn ever a real charity? Or just an elaborate PR shield? And why? Why is the media still protecting them? Like this video if you want the truth to come out. Subscribe so you don't miss the next expose. Because trust me, this is only the beginning. The names haven't stopped dropping, and the next one might shock you even more.